I can already tell this video may be getting some people heated. I can already tell that if I ever make it big in life, a little later on in life, this video may come back and bite me in the ass, but I am not Big Zoe if I don't keep it real. So I gotta keep it real, you guys. And let's have a talk.
I made that up.
Dear gender non-conforming people, okay? People who do not conform to a specific gender. A lot of these people, and I think that covers a range of a lot of different people. First of all, let me just give a disclaimer. As a queer male of color myself, I support all types of identities and expressions. So I do want to get that out of the way. So there is no misunderstanding that I'm coming for people who are gender nonconforming or I'm coming for people who aren't gender nonconforming, okay? I don't want any type of misunderstanding at all when it comes to those people. But to the people who are, there's something I just want to talk about, okay? There's no cookie cutter way around this. Some people may get offended, some people may not. I just want to speak my opinion on something that I've noticed is happening a lot more these days with this particular group of people. First of all, let's just say this. My ideas of gender nonconformity, actually, I feel like it starts with expression and it kind of molds its way into identity. I am not one to tell you what you should identify as or who you really are. That's up for you to decide and up for you how you feel. What do you feel inside? Who do you feel like you are, okay? If you identify as a man, you identify as a man. If you identify as a woman, you identify as a woman. The whole identity of not identifying as either gender is just, it's a little mind-boggling for a lot of people, and it took a long time for me to wrap my head around that notion. I will admit that. But the more I studied it, because unlike ignorant people in the world, when you don't understand something, research it. Educate yourself. And that's what I do. I educate myself, unlike other ignorants in this world. As I learn more about it, I understand that the dichotomy that society puts on male or female is just such a boxed idea. And it's so constricting that there are people out there who don't identify as either because of the norms that are put in these boxes. So I definitely understand where gender nonconformity comes from, and I understand why a lot of people might, feel that way, or why people identify as that. Here's what I'm having an issue with. The issue I'm having is the expectation that total and complete strangers should know your pronouns. That is ridiculous. And I'm in need for our gender nonconforming people, and even, I'm going to extend that even to our trans people, to understand that not everybody that you meet is going to know and or understand your pronouns. Let me explain. And once again, I cannot even imagine the discrimination that you guys go through. I can't even imagine. But when I hear people on these platforms stomp their feet and throw whole tantrums against people who don't even know them from a can of paint, don't know you from Adam, bitch. You throwing whole fucking tantrums because people called you a he, and you look like a man, you look masculine, you're wearing male clothes, but you identify as a woman. But this person that sees you sees that you look masculine, you're wearing male clothes, and you have a strong face, and you look like a man, and they call you sir or he, and you get upset. I'm a she. I'm a she. Okay. I don't believe that being transgender is a mental illness. I don't believe that being gender nonconforming is a mental illness, but I do believe that some of y'all suffer from a level of delusion when you think that just because you have come to terms with who you are inside, that everybody sees you the way you see yourself. I understand how painful that may be, that that's not the truth. But to expect for someone that does not know you from a can of paint to know and understand, and I feel like even as I'm saying this, people are gonna like see this video at some point in the future or see it now and be like, just rip me apart because they're not understanding what I'm saying. There has to be a level of understanding on all sides, okay? For the gender non-conforming people, the people who go by them or they, when you go on these tirades and get upset because people address you as ma'am or sir, when you look like a woman or when you look like a man, there was a girl, she's gender non-conforming. She wears female clothes, primps and proper, puts her makeup on, all that stuff, and she was throwing a whole bitch fit on Instagram about how someone, she's just tired of when she meets people, they just call her her. I'm not a her, I'm a they. Stop addressing by the correct pronouns. Okay, this is a level of delusion that must stop. I'm calling our people out, okay? Stop it. Stop it. This is the shit that turns people away from us. This is the shit that makes people be like, okay, you know what? Y'all just got a little too fucking weird. I'm not fucking with y'all. This is that shit, and I'm not excusing it anymore. We need to understand, if someone mispronouns you, I understand it may get on your nerves, it may get under your skin, may crawl under your skin like an infection, but if somebody mispronouns you, if someone mispronouns you or misgenders you, educate them, okay? Let them know how you preferred to be addressed, okay? Like, it just is how it is. If you look like a woman and someone calls you a woman, and you prefer to be called a male or you prefer to be called them or they, educate the person. And then after that, if they continue to begrudgingly call you what they feel they should call you, what makes them comfortable, then you can go in on them. Then you can be like, you're disrespecting me. But I'm tired of people, like, there's this expectation of just like, you want to go off because someone mispronounced you. And bitch, let me just tell y'all something. I'm really not going to be so upset about people being mispronounced and misgendered when there are trans women of color being murdered daily right now. And we need to be setting up for stuff like that. We need to be throwing tantrums about that instead of you being upset that someone doesn't call you a goddamn them or they. I respect gender nonconformity. I respect it. I support it. But if I see you, I'm not going to automatically know that's what you are. So I'm going to call you by the gender that I see in front of me. Now with trans people, it's a little bit different. Obviously with trans people, trans men kind of trick me a little bit sometimes, because sometimes you don't know if it's a trans man or a stud or just a tomboyish girl, gender queer girl, kind of flirting with that dalliance, Ruby Rose type. But with trans women, obviously I usually get that right all the time. But if I don't, please forgive me. Let me know how you like to be, what you like to be called, what you prefer to be called, and I will respect that and call you that henceforth. But don't get upset and be like, bitch, they didn't call me. Oh, hell no, they didn't call me this, they didn't call me that. I didn't mean for this video to be this long. I really did not. This is going on 10 minutes. I did not mean for this video to be this long. I just really kind of wanted to vent about that because of an experience I had the other day. And we had to have a hour-long conversation about it, me and this particular person. And we both ended up coming out on equal ground, understanding each other more. But I had to express the fact that it frustrates me that people put such an angry emphasis on pronoun identity. Like, those are the correct pronouns. And you say it so upset as if I should have known when I don't know you at all. And gender nonconformity is it's not new, but it's so much more different. it's so much more involved than transgender now, because gender nonconformity is just a whole nother spectrum of just, you need to wrap your mind around it. And for you to expect everybody to just click like that and know that you prefer to be called them or they, no, that's not going to happen. Get out of the delusion. I support all my identities. I support all my sexual orientations. But sometimes we need to understand that we be doing the most sometimes. And that is what it is. You know, people feel offended by this video. That is what it is. That's how I feel. I apologize if you're offended. It just is what it is. Step out of the delusion. Peace.